Manny, are you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
It showed that, combination punchers, that's how Pacquiao, was landing, his punches, combinations. And, it just showed you that, he is a great fighter, but, I'm going into this camp, into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan. And I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
We're here in Manila with the great legendary champion Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons. And Manny, please announce.
Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao have just had their first face-off ahead of their fight in July. It is exactly 50 days from now until 46-year-old Filipino boxing superstar Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring to face World Boxing Council welterweight Mario Barrios. Due to the age difference, many might call their fight a mismatch. However, from their face-off, it was more than a random older fighter fighting a younger one.
If you likes this, please subscribe, Fight File, and click the bell icon for more new boxing updates.
When I was growing up, he was always a fighter I was studying. I was always watching. It was always one of my favorites. It was so fucking just so technical. Even when he was in danger.
The face-off showed a rivalry between legacy and youth. Manny Pacquiao standing with decades of boxing legacy and fame against a younger Mario Barrios, who's beaming with youthful energy. This return is prompting a lot of conflicting feelings from boxing fans. While some are excited to see the beloved boxer come out of retirement, many others are worried that the sport has passed Pacquiao and entering into a professional boxing fight, especially against someone as high-level as Barrios, can be a dangerous proposition for anyone, let alone a 46-year-old whose reflexes have surely slowed, whose agility has withered, and whose best days are behind him.
So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fan.
Interestingly, the sounds that define Wildcard Boxing Club have returned. The thunderous whack against the heavy bag and the vicious grunts of a man expending every bit of force into the hits. Record 8 division champion and impending international Hall of Fame member Manny Pacquiao is back in the game, intent once more to reign as welterweight king, this time at age 46. I'm still excited for it, and I'm loving all the training. Pacquiao told Boxing Scene, "I still have the drive like before, so I'm excited. I don't have to worry about that." Pacquiao moved on quickly from his May 12th election loss for a return trip to the Philippine Senate, agreeing to fight World Boxing Council 147lb champion Mario Barrios Jr. on February 1st. Barrios, of San Antonio, is 30. "I'm confident I'll win the fight," Pacquiao said, "but I'm not taking it lightly and not underestimating him. I have to punish myself as I've done before in training, working under Hall of Fame cornerman Freddie Roach and returning to the grueling conditioning routine that made him and Floyd Mayweather the top fighters of this century," Pacquiao said his dedicated routine will lead to a far superior performance than the 2 lackluster exhibition fights he did since his 2021 welterweight title loss by decision to Cuba's Yordan Ugas.
10 seconds!
But you have a mentality. Nobody has kids today just want to get paid. They don't want to fight the best. They don't want to challenge themselves. No, the payment or the earning or everything like that is that's the fruits of your labor. The fruits of your hard work, sacrifices. If you don't want sacrifices, then how can you harvest? There's a famous saying: everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
I just trained 1 week for those who said they can. I'll expect a good Manny Pacquiao. I know the people are excited to watch Manny Pacquiao again. I will do my best, and that's why I'm doing this in training, doing all the hard work like I did before in the gym. I'm here to put up a good fight. I won't let the people down. Pacquiao has been boosted further this week by the world title wins of two fighters he promotes, Mexico's super flyweight Willibaldo Garcia and countryman Pedro Tatarón, a minimum weight fighter. I'm excited and happy for them and happy that I can help others reach my goal, Pacquiao said.
Yes. It's good, but I put the video up and all the comments were, thank you for saving boxing. Boxing needed you, man. They're happy. It's not the same without you. It's not as exciting.
I'm so happy because not all of the boxers like me, and giving me strength and physical strength, like physical condition like me. Especially on my side.
Defeating Barrios would give Pacquiao his 13th welterweight title victory since first having the World Boxing Organization strap wrapped around his waist following a 12th round technical knockout of Hall of Fame for division champion Miguel Cotto way back in 2009. Feeling that again is something that has occupied Pacquiao's thoughts often in recent weeks. It means a lot to come back, and I ask that of the Lord. Pacquiao said of reclaiming a world title at the second most advanced age in the sport's history. Some are expecting him to do it, including new secondary World Boxing Association welterweight champion Rolly Romero, who has called for a showdown with a victorious Pacquiao. Would Pacquiao consider fighting after Barrios? I don't know. One at a time. I need to focus on this one fight. Hesed.
Been in boxing for so long, and I'm still here, kicking, healthy. That's God's goodness. I mean, I always praise the Lord.
Manny, for all the fans and
Whatever
media,
happens, I always praise the Lord for everything's happened in my life. Because everything's happened in my life for a purpose, and the Lord my God is good always.
That's a true story. The way you started, very humble beginnings.
This is surely not what Pacquiao fans were wanting to hear in terms of a fight prediction. It is true that most of Barrios' best wins have been done better by others. He was the first of 3 men to outscore Olympian Batir Akhmedov and the third of 4 to outpoint Fabian Maidana. He got to Yugos 2 years after the Cuban busted the ghost of Pacquiao and 1 year after Errol Spence Jr. had already knocked him out. The powers that be will regale you with tales of Barrios' last fight, where he was dropped and taken to a draw by Abel Ramos, who had lost 3 of his last 5 matches. The more wicked storytellers might even allege Ramos had done less to earn that title shot than Pacquiao has his.
Saw this living on a cardboard, no bed, to the cover of Time magazine. How many people could say that? It's like 10 different movies.
Can you imagine sleeping in the street, like in the cartoon? And sometimes you eat, sometimes none. You have food, like, amazingly what I have done, what I have accomplished in life. It's because of God's goodness, mercy, and blessings. And it's not because of my
Feats like this are not without precedent. The example you will hear most often is that of George Foreman, who won the heavyweight championship at the age of 45, but anyone comparing Foreman to Pacquiao is neglecting to mention that Big George had been back in the ring for 7 years when he knocked out Michael Moorer. His second coming was 31 fights in, 3 of which had been for world titles. The other example mentioned is the one man who has held a world title while older than Pacquiao, Bernard Hopkins, who reigned as World Boxing Association and International Boxing Federation light heavyweight king at age 49, 3 years older than our legendary subject. But the grand old executioner did not have a layoff to deal with.
My ability or strength or knowledge, because of God's mercy and strength.
No, one time you told me that you used to live in the gym and you had one bag of rice for everybody in the gym. How can you box with no nutrition?
That's right.
But you did it.
I did it because my mind is always focused on ahead, like, and I always think advance.
Hopkins was a fighter that peaked late rather than one who retired before returning. Years later, Barrios is not the best world winner in boxing or even in his division, but he is a 29-year-old fighter who has fought 5 times since we last saw Pacquiao in a pro boxing match. Admittedly, the 2 best boxers he has faced have beaten him. Gervonta Tank Davis stopped him in 11 rounds, while Keith Thurman beat him over 12. But this is still a fighter who has amassed top-flight experience and remains in his physical prime. I also don't think you have to be a world-class fighter to beat a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Manny looked like his body was no longer capable of summoning the sharp reflexes needed to obey his supreme boxing brain. And Palm stood 6 feet tall, the biggest fighter Pacquiao had ever faced, but it was less about what he did and more about what Pac-Man did not do. Pacquiao's lack of timing and sharpness made the exhibition an uncomfortable watch. Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios will lock horns in 50 days' time, and it'll be seen which takes the lead between age and experience and heritage or youth and vibrance. Pacquiao, who's making his return in the same year he's been inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, represents experience and heritage, while Mario Barrios represents youth. Boxing professionals have lined up on both sides of the fence, with some choosing the boxing legend despite the obvious disadvantages. What are your thoughts on the fight between Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao? Who's your pick ahead of the fight? Let us know your thoughts on all of these in the comment section, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time.